How do I create the best online dating profile? Oh, I love this topic. Cannot wait to talk about it. So, something you didn't know, that 95% of online dating profiles are underperforming the top 5%. So what that means is the top 5% are literally doing 10 times more messaging, or receiving 10 times more messages, and are also getting 10 times higher quality in terms of those messages. So it is imperative that you try to get in the top 5%. Now, what is that number one thing that's differentiating the 5% from the 95%? It's one very simple thing. All it is you need to be super, super specific in your profile. So, like, for example, on one of the questions it'll say, on a typical Friday night, I am. And I'm sure you've all read this. On a typical Friday night, well, I get home and I watch Netflix, or I go out with my girlfriends for dinner in the city. Boring! And there's no information there. There's nothing. Like, that would be good if there was something there. So let me just change that around and give you some details so you actually know what a person's life could look like. So on Friday night, I get home about 6. I pop on Netflix. I watch 2 episodes of Law and Order. I cook myself some teriyaki salmon with some honey Brussels sprouts and some mashed potatoes, creamy mashed potatoes. And it's awesome. Then I go to bed at 11. I wake up at 7. I hit Central Park. I run 5 miles. And now you've got a picture of what this person's life looks like. It's like, okay, so she usually comes home on Friday, cooks herself dinner, then she goes to bed somewhat early, wakes up kind of early, and then always goes and runs in Central Park. So already you're going to rule out the people that are not, the morning people. You've got guys that are interested in women that run. You've got the guys that are interested in women that are eating somewhat healthy. So it's really telling what the lifestyle is like, instead of just painting that very blah, this is what everyone on the planet does on a Friday, Netflix. Very boring. Anyway, this is much better, much more detail. So if you can do that throughout the entire profile, well, you're going to be onto something. So try it and see if you start getting some higher quality messages. One little caveat, even though you're in the top 5%, or if you get there, you're still going to receive 90% of messages that are just garbage. So that's not going away, but you're going to get a lot better messages, 10 times more, and then of the 10% that are high quality, they're going to actually be about who you are, and you're going to get some specific stuff where they're like, ooh, I run in Central Park, or oh, I love Law and Order. So now you're giving men stuff to message you about, instead of saying like, oh, I watch Netflix. How do I message that? You can't be like, oh, I watch Netflix too. That means nothing. Like, there's, millions of different things to watch on Netflix, so it's just not narrow enough or specific. So hopefully that helps.